Hello, people, and welcome to watch yet another group stage match of the Asian Cup 2025. This is the final week of the group stage, week 3, and this match, China versus Hong Kong, is what we are certainly, or what we have been certainly waiting for this week, since it is really the only match that has like any sort of influence on who gets into the semifinals and who doesn't. So the current group standings are looking very feisty. So we have at the moment in Group A, Taiwan and Thailand with 2 wins both. Vietnam and Malaysia have unfortunately already been not disqualified, but basically dropped out because they cannot get 2 match wins any longer. And then in Group B, we have Japan with 2 wins, Hong Kong with 1 win, and China with 1 win also. Which and of course Australia at the moment with 0 wins. So basically, what this means, again, like I said, is that today's matchup, China versus Hong Kong, is going to determine which of these 2 teams gets to the semi-finals and which one will get dropped out. Now, Hong Kong might possibly have more pressure on them due to Hong Kong being the reigning Asian Cup champion, and China, I believe China did make it to the semifinals last year. Let's actually quickly check that. I think we can check that from somewhere from here. Yes, China indeed did make it to the did make it to the semis last year, ranked 4th overall. But now it's going to be all or nothing. So in the semis or out of the competition. So either way, whether the winner of today's match is going to be China or Hong Kong, one of those teams is going to be, I would say, really disappointed, perhaps, of their result, especially when compared to last year. Now the lineups you can see just above me. Whoops, that's not where we're supposed to go. The lineups you can see just above me, right there. We have on table 1 Li Yangwei versus Helic Lung. Helic, the captain of Hong Kong. Then on table 2, Dr. Kai Han versus Daniel Cheng. Daniel, who has been a multiple-time representee of Hong Kong in the individual world championships. I think the latest was in 2023. Then on table 3, we have mitaocat versus Ernie 012. Table 4, Shangyu Qin versus Carmen Tang. Qin, who has been a representee for the World Championships for China in Germany in 2023 also, and I also believe, yeah, Jin is also going to be repping China this year as well, so it'll be fun to see them. And then on table 5 we have Inspiration versus Edward Lowe. Now Inspiration, I don't think I have actually seen his name anywhere before, but that doesn't mean that he hasn't taken part in competitive Carcassonne. He might have just been on the individual level, or maybe also on the team level, but maybe on earlier years than I have been streaming. So we will be focusing on which table actually? I think I would actually want to take a look at table number 3 with mitaocat and Ernie, and we'll start with that. And then if we have time afterwards, meaning if table 3 ends before other tables, then we will be also focusing on other tables as well. But yeah, the stakes are going to be really, really high. And I see some Hong Kong fans in the chat. Welcome, Agatha, Vika, and Kaika. Ah, Vika saying Dr. Kaihan duel if possible. Unfortunately, that is table number 2 is exactly the table which Utsumatsu will be streaming, and yeah, as he will also be streaming this match, so he specifically wanted table number 2. So if you are interested specifically in table number 2, then I recommend that you go and watch the stream from Utsumatsu. Sorry to disappoint you this way, but um, we are trying to cover as many different players as possible, and we try to avoid overlapping streams. So hence the table number 3. CTA. Okay, I mean since we haven't really started it, let's take a fan suggestion, um, because we kind of rarely get to do that. So let's go with Carmen Zhang versus Zhang Yuqin and see what's going to go down. Now we are expecting a very high quality and very tight and a very very even matchup, since actually both teams have the average elo threshold higher than 600. I believe it was like 622 for China and 616 for Hong Kong when it was mentioned earlier in some chats. So maybe we are going to be getting to see a nice tight 2-3 match. Okay, so CT currently in the lead, well, in a very tight lead of 2 points, has a nice longish road, and Chang Yuqin the only player with a city currently. A bit of an uncomfortable tile for CT in the form of an extender. Not too many great places to go for. Maybe going over here, starting a city. Maybe going over here, starting a city. Um, or maybe just going over here and like taking away the possibility for green to take this half of the field. I mean, it's not like a huge impact move, and I think it would be the worst out of those 3 options, but it's certainly something better than simply discarding it randomly somewhere. But I would highly encourage City to take a city somewhere. Yeah, decides to go on the right. Yeah, I do like it. Um, Now this has a double purpose move, like so. Although this city is now slightly like restricted, it's not an issue because it has a road-to-road restriction, meaning that it cannot actually be blocked at all. And so he can then use basically road plus city tiles over here and road plus field tiles over here, and also at the same time can further progress with his road. Now, what would be pretty annoying though is if green would be to go over here with like a straight road and drop a farm and drop a road meeple, because then it would I think like kind of forced red to share the road because there are only two city crossroads remaining, and like as red, you don't really want to restrict your own city just down to the two tiles, especially when you would be taking away so many tiles from yourself. So it can form up to be a bit of an issue, but it's still like a nice road, so like it doesn't really matter that much if it gets trapped, unless it's going to cause issues with being able to hold down this field. Quantity for CT, and I mean, assumably gonna go over here or over here. Either way is fine, and really making it more difficult for green to progress the city and to complete it at some point. Also creating an attacking square for CT for later use, which is nice. Finishes the city and gets a third city onto the field, now with 9 points, and now the field is at the point where it is worthy to be attacked too. But maybe not with this tile. Green is going to be waiting for a road tile or something less useful for this square, but in the meanwhile, CT gets a fabulous tile to go on to his road and take a 6-point monastery, and also to expand the field to 12 points. Now, it's still not at all guaranteed that he would be actually finishing his road just for himself. I'd say that it's actually more likely that this road gets shared between green and red, because again, only two tiles remaining onto this square, which would both cut the road off red and actually be like a good tile for this city. Straight road for CT, whilst green continues on with the city. Could go, I mean, maybe over here is not the worst, but yeah, this is fine. Just making another attacking platform to the city. And green noticing that there is only one dagger remaining in the deck, and so has decided to make the life of red quite difficult indeed, forcing red to find the one and only dagger into this square, or otherwise get trapped with two meeples. Also, it's, I mean, somewhat likely that green is looking to get like a straight road over here to like further diminish the value of this city of red. I see Vika has some continuation plans for this stream of Uze. Much appreciated for both streamers' perspectives. Great monastery indeed. Referring to the road monastery. 3 points for CT for the road, and meanwhile Green is continuing his own features, finishing a city, starting a new one, finishing that, again starting a new one. So just gorgeous tiles for green. Also making a counter field over here, and given the situation for red over here with the city, with the road, now this field is going to be playing perfectly in favor of green, as red doesn't actually have the meeple, like red doesn't actually have the meeples to actually take up on a secondary field. Like red can still do that, but it would be a mistake because he can't really hold that field for himself. So it's better to just leave or hold rather these two meeples in their hand and have some options for city caps or maybe future monasteries or maybe something else. Attacks on the city, for example. And like right now, city getting a monastery, but do you meeple that? Um, I mean, the monastery is gonna go here, but I actually don't think I would be meepling it. Or maybe I would. I don't know. I mean, I can understand both perspectives because like if you do meeple, like it's just looking so good, like stacked monasteries, like you can't really go all that wrong with it. But you are possibly leaving yourself without, like with only one meeple for potentially quite a long time, unless you just get more great tiles. Do you meeple this one? No, City does not decide to do that, and I can totally understand that. Totally understand that decision. Now, unfortunately for CT, the final dagger is being drawn by green, and now this means that both of these meeples are stuck for CT. Red should have put the straight road next to his road, then the limiting city with a road tile wouldn't fit there, and Red's road and city meeple wouldn't be trapped. Um, yeah, I was thinking about the like going over here with a straight road instead of doing something like I feel like this was the move back then, but like it doesn't really help that much because then like a road Dorito is gonna go here and like then green is gonna be sharing the road, and yet the city will still get like restricted like severely, and I'm not sure if that is really like helping red all that much. Maybe it is, but like it's not like a high impact move. And he did have still that one dagger anyways left, plus a bunch of other tiles. So yeah, I can't really blame red for not doing this early early like salvation type of move. Okay, CT raining more monasteries, and actually, this is a very nice looking four monastery cluster. Unfortunately, one of those monasteries did go unmeepled, but that's okay. City now still having two monasteries that he can still build, and they are side by side, sharing two squares, which is a sign of a nice efficiency. And as you can see here, green doesn't have any kind of rush of taking this 9-point field over here because City only has one meeple in his hand, and so like red is entirely incapable of taking this field. Also, green can still like attack this 12-point field if he wants to. Could just take like this 6-point field over here, attack through here, or maybe attack through here with a straight road or some kind or something like this. And CT, I don't know what this is. Like, this doesn't really actually like help CT in any way. Like it just makes this field easier to take for green because now green only needs one tile to take a 9-point field, whereas earlier they needed 2 tiles. And this field again is only up for grabs for green, because green has the meeples to do so. Like, it would be borderline insanity if red were to go here now and take the 9-point field. And there's just no way that green is not going to be taking this. Like, they're going to go here, take a 9-point field, live a good life, or that's what I would expect them to do. Could also maybe go here, block the city, because again, no more left, no more left-hand side daggers are remaining. Winning a mini battle of 8-1. There's also now a threat of green blocking these 2 monasteries with the city, again to the left-hand side dagger, and then maybe further progressing with a secondary ruin. Okay, this one, I'm not sure if I like it that much. It has like clear ideas, because like it is a 6-point field. You're trying to invade the 12-point field, but is the 12-point field really what uh, what green needs? I feel like just going over here, taking the 9-point field would be great. I mean, I guess he can take it like at any point really still, so the situation hasn't really changed in that sense. Yeah, okay. Well, now that I think about it, now that I think about this a bit further, I do like it actually. Um, because there are still tiles to go over here. There's still a monastery, and well, actually, a monastery and 1 vanilla remaining in the deck. But there are alternative ways to get to the 12-point field, which is with a right hand side dagger also, which there are still 2 remaining, or maybe even just maybe a curve and another curve. Red wouldn't take the 9-point field right now anyways with the last meeple, 21 tiles, and no easy way to recover a meeple. Exactly. But you know that is precisely the reason why I think it's a bit odd for red to do anything over here, because it's just serving the interests of green as opposed to anything else. Green invades the field with the right hand side dagger. CT getting a couple extra points on the city over here, which I am actually somewhat surprised that it did not get restricted in any way by execution earlier on, like on the top side. Not that it like really had like a huge impact on it, but still could have done it. And another juicy tile for green. Going over, actually, is this better? An 8-point monastery or here for 7 points? Because this 8 points isn't really 8 points, it's 7 points because it gives a point to red as well. But it is what the green decides to do, and sees most likely that there were still some tiles to get this meeple out, and there still might be some tiles. I think 1 field Dorito still remaining, and maybe a divider. Yeah, so 2 tiles left for green to go over here still, which is nice. And could even maybe do that with a farmer. Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Like if green finds like a straight road over here or a curve, drops a farmer, then he would have 3 tiles to again get to this field with the second farmer. And it would be either 12 or 13 points and a meeple back. But no such tiles exist just yet. There are some quick point tiles though for green, and are they going to be used as such? Maybe. Let's have a little look-see at the point situation. So green is leading by 3 points. We have 6, 10 points, 7 points equal on this. 8, 8, 8, 8. The monasteries are equal. These are equal. The field is equal. So as it happens to be, the point situation at the moment is exactly equal. The difference is that green has 2 meeples in use and red has only 1, which makes a massive, massive difference. Now this also makes a massive, massive difference. But is this too rushed? Oh, but red can because red can get actually a meeple back from here. Yeah, and that is actually a big difference. And it is still like, 3 points. Now it's +5 for green. But now that there's this farm open, and this field can also be attacked from multiple directions. Actually, it's 15 points, not 12 points. This field, then yeah, it indeed is a huge difference as to how you use that extra meeple. And with +5 on the board, I would imagine that it's very important for green to block this city of red, as they do, and city manages to get the one and final remaining curve, so no more tiles could fit over here. Takes the 9-point field, is now +4, but I doubt that there's a universe where that'll be enough on its own. I think City will have to get some extra points somehow, and maybe this is the way. Maybe more cities onto the field, because yeah, according to my calculations, CT is currently at +2 points, and I think this is a mistake, because there was an option still. Oh no, but there still is an option. Never mind, to go with points on this guy with the triple city with the road, but unfortunately, a painful, painful tile from the perspective of green, from the perspective of red. Hits green's hand, gets a 7-pointer, moves into the lead, 3 more points, and CT not able to use this triple city productively at this stage any longer. And green is gonna be able to catch up, or no, actually not just catch up, because he was already in the point lead, but also get a nice chunk of points with his final tiles. 7 plus 3 plus I think another 7, so that'll be very painful. Like +4 plus 7, I think like +14 the final point count for green here. And yeah, I want to say it's a rather rather short-sighted from red to take this early on this field with some quick point tiles still available in the deck. I think red had to risk some more because green was in the lead in points anyways, like before this field. So I don't think red had the luxury of taking it so early. Had to wait for maybe like this first, or maybe this dagger, maybe go over here and then the triple city, something like this, and only then find the 9-point field. Actually, I am amazed at how this field ended up for red, and this straight road actually ended up benefiting red instead of green, despite the 4-1 meeple advantage in the mid game. Yeah, I'm surprised that green never took this field, but it certainly did not cost green the game. So 1-0 for China on table 4. And let's see if the second game has begun. CT, the starting player, Monastery for green, Road and a City for CT. And an interesting decision from green to actually like indirectly continue the road of red instead of starting a city from here where it like only benefits the monastery here. Yeah, interesting decision, but I mean it's only gonna cost 1 point if anything. Perfect secondary monastery for green should really have like no issues to place it. Pretty much an instantaneous move. And CT starting another city, trying to get everything here blocked slowly. Unfortunately, not happening. It is a dagger for green, and he gets away from harm's way. But at least CT can go here, take the road, and prevent another monastery from hitting, which is what I think he should be doing. Now, ah, I don't like this because it is giving out this crossroad spot like immediately, and even if Creed would not be getting a crossroad, they can always restrict into a crossroad, which then kind of like renders this rodent useless for CT. So I do believe that this is lost value right here. Again, by the way, we have very early on, or quite early on, we have all daggers with the right hand side curve gone, so blocking just got a lot, blocking just got a whole lot easier. unfortunately for CT, now this is not a full block because the daggers that are gone are right-hand sided and not left-hand sided. Only one left-hand sided dagger has gone, and green is going to be taking full advantage of the said left-hand side dagger, continuing his road, starting a new city, living a good life. We can also, meanwhile, do some score updates. So we have actually a favorable looking situation for Hong Kong at the moment overall. So we are China leading on table 1, Hong Kong leading on table 2 and 3. Then we have a China lead on table 4, and then a Hong Kong lead on table 5, all 1-0s. Okay, 9-8 for CT. Starts a city over here, which I guess is it's okay. Though I would maybe even prefer something like this, like sharing the square with the road, because this looks like it's gonna take a while to actually finish, and it's gonna be a bit more difficult and annoying to try and complete than it would be to go over here and complete simply a a Harumpus or just a couple city cap city. Green starts a city and also actually takes away the monastery spot from themselves, and the monastery hits immediately. Now it's not really an issue for green because there are still good monastery spots here and here as well. But like it does hurt. There are still four monastery spots. Sorry, four monasteries in the deck, and like why would you take away this wonderful monastery spot from yourself? Um, yeah, I don't think I approve that because it's not like bad at all. Yeah, it's like not bad because it is starting a 6 point field with an open city cap next to your monastery, and like it is scoring 8 points instantaneously, and maybe like a new 8 pointer on your very next move. So like good stuff, but it's just like you had the best possibility to do so efficient monastery stacking, and now it's no longer possible. Now you have to build two separate monasteries, which is not as great. City with a straight road, and actually not any great spot to place it to. Could go over here to disrupt the monastery later on, but decides to start a road, which is okay. City, the final dagger of the game. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No daggers whatsoever now remaining, which means that there's an easy block over here and over here. Just starts a city of his own and furthers his road. How about here? Oh, I like this. I love this from Jin. This is such an annoying move because now you are like deleting every like regular road tile from the pool for red to use on this road, and instead red now needs to use road plus city tiles, which are far more valuable than regular road tiles. Like imagine, like red actually already needs those type of tiles elsewhere. Like they need them over here. Now they need them over here and over here, and actually, well, sort of needed those over here as well. But that is not going to be a way to go any longer. A road plus city tile is found from the deck by CT, but doesn't use it on his own features. Simply decides to try and block the city of green with actually decent odds as well. Because again, all daggers are gone, so like any field Dorito or a divider or a vanilla is gonna be able to block this city. There's also a discard with city discarding the quad crossroad. As you can see, actually I don't think you can see because my facecam is on the way, but it was a quad crossroad was discarded, which is again not good news for red because City is now going to be losing his starting player advantage. They will no longer be getting the well, first of all they will no longer be getting an extra tile compared to green, and they will also not be getting the final tile of the game, which is going to give him worse odds to try and judge the final tiles that he's going to be getting as their penultimate and ultimate tile. So it's like a really big difference whether you are the starting player or not, especially like towards the very end of the game. In the beginning, it's more about just getting your hands on the first vacant city cap. Green starting a new city and also is gonna be finding a tile to finish that city with. Decides to, however, was judging whether he should be doing this city or this city, but he's gonna be getting them both, and I mean it's just like at this stage, what do you even do as red? Like you are down one meeple, two meeples, three meeples, they are all trapped, versus a trapped meeple of green for 8 points and a field meeple of green for 9 points. So you are down one meeple and you are also losing on the scoreboard by 15 points, and your blocked meeples are also producing much less points than your opponent's meeples on the board. So this is like a straight up nightmarish situation here for red. Like what do you even do? You can't progress even further down here because there are no triple cities with a road. This is blocked, so I mean the best you can do is like maybe grab a 6-point field, but like there's so much that red has to actually get and do in order to try and get back into this game. Let's see, 15. 21, 22, 30, 30, sorry, 36. It's only a 6-point field. 31, 30, 28, 25. Yeah, plus 25 for green. So a horrendous situation, given that red doesn't actually have any like great scoring features. They can only take like 1 or 2 points at a time on their current features, and that actually those features are only and purely ruins. So I mean, City is gonna go over here, assumably, or over here. But yeah, but like why though? Because you are wanting to make a ruin. So like, why just not go over here and try to get yourself these couple added extra points? More monasteries for green, more monasteries stacking, and CT well has another chance to go at these extra points. Maybe also judging whether it is worth it to go over here or over here to try and tie this guy into this ruin. But there are still, I think, both dividers actually, and also one tube divider remaining. So he can't really make that happen. He can't really block this meeple in one move. But he's gonna try. He's gonna try. He's gonna try to build actually, around here to try and get like a road Dorito and a road Dorito, and then block this guy. But it's gonna require like 4 tiles still, and it's not necessarily going to help all that much with the point deficiency that red has compared to green. Because green is at the moment just scoring, 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 and red is just, like trying to hang on, trying to muster up some, 2-pointers there, 3-pointers there, and now even resulting in just simply forming rows that he will no longer that he will not even claim, even though there are still road and tiles to go there. Like he could be taking this road, then hoping for like a road monastery or a field crossroad, because like that's precisely what I think that what I think that red kind of has to start doing in order to get back into this game. And City meepling a 3-point field is trying to, like, I guess, anticipate a road monastery to go here and to like kind of try and negate a potential expansion of this 6-point field to a 9-point field, or maybe he is anticipating the divider to go over here and to have a 6-point field over here. But like, yeah, it's actually just more about the prevention of green's field becoming a 9-pointer, because there are other 6-point fields available already over here. So it doesn't really make all that much sense to take this field on its own before it even is a 6-point field. As red, I would try to get a 9-point field down there. Yeah, exactly. So like just going over here and trying to get a 9-point field, which is doable. Like, climbing it with here, like, let's say a curve, then a curve, and a curve. So that's 9 points. But that's also 3 tiles, though. It's also 3 tiles. Well, CT does get a road monastery, but he only has 1 meeple. So, like, what do you do? I mean, I guess you could go here, meeple the field, then try to progress that field further with some more city caps. You could, I guess, gamble for a 7-point monastery, but then you are creating the field for green, and that's really not that good of an idea. Green is going to be... I mean, it might actually even be attacking this city, or maybe going over here and taking this 6-point field, because there still is the second divider remaining to here, so could be making it to a 9-point field, or maybe just goes over here, meeples a city. There are actually a lot of things that green can do here. Now he necessarily doesn't have to do any of them, because it looks like green is leading by like a metric ton of a mile. But if you want to be efficient, then you have to think. Plus 24, 31, 34, 40, 37, 36, 37, 34, 31, like 20, like plus 25, yeah, for green. So there has been like no progress at all for red during the past, what, 20 tiles, 15 tiles, and the meeple majority has just gotten worse, or let's say rather meeple minority has gotten worse for CT than it used to be, because now we are at 1 against 3. So this is definitely looking like it's gonna go down to a 2-0 win for China on table 4. But let's see what kind of magical stuff City can find. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Also, this divider was used for from Green's parts, just to simply, I guess, prevent CT from attacking to this ruin, which was worth 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, because there are still 2 Doritos and a divider remaining, but those can also be used and will be used for CT to finish the city. Not that it's gonna help as much as CT would need it to help, but it's still something. Curve for CT, and it's pretty, yeah, it is a pretty useless tile, unfortunately, for CT. Well, he can go maybe over here if there is also another curve. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, but there are no curves whatsoever remaining that would then actually like have any kind of use over here. Yeah, the only curves that are remaining are road triangles, which only benefit green a couple points. Well, 3 points is going to be added to red's board, and there's going to be like 2 Doritos and a divider and something left in the deck. And the starting tile is, I want to say, just going to be used as a 1-point tile, maybe. Or just added somewhere onto this field. Yeah, just 1 pointer. CT finally finds himself the finishing tile onto Harambe's city, gets 8 points from it, and adds, well, basically a double field for himself. So a 14, so actually an 11-point move. Not the worst, but not quite enough for him. Also, oh no, I wasn't hallucinating, but with the Doritos, there were indeed 2 remaining. And they are going to be used by green to take up yet another road. Cities takes a 6-point field with his final breath. And he's going to be passing on to the other worlds with this rather big loss, actually, of like, what, 30 points. Yeah, it's a pretty big loss. 76 to 107, some minor points from a field still, but yeah, a 28-point difference and a pretty comfy win for China, 2-0 against Kuomintang on table 4, and that's the first match point of the match, and the first match point for China. Then, seeing that we saw Ernie in the chat, or well, Agatha was mentioning Ernie, let's take a look-see at table number 3 with mitaocat and Ernie indeed. Actually, before we do that, let's do a update on the scoreboard, and it's looking actually pretty great in terms of entertainment, because we have an 0-2 win on table 5 for Hong Kong, with Edward Lowe beating Inspiration 2-0. Then we have deciders going on table 1 and table 2. And about table 3, we don't know yet. So let's go and take a look. But this is very exciting stuff, and it is precisely what we were hoping for. A nice, even match. Yes, so in the middle of their second game still, and Ernie is in the lead, like leading the duel 1-0. And we have 14 tiles still remaining. 14 tiles with 2 minutes for Ernie and 4 minutes for mitaocat. That's not much. That's not much. Okay, that's gonna be interesting. So let's see. We have +4 for mitaocat. We have a bunch of small fields over here. +4, +3, -1 equal +2, +1, +4, plus -3, +3, +1. I think +4 for mitaocat. I think +4 for mitaocat at the moment. And how are we looking for the cities? We have still a dagger with the right hand side curve, which fits over here. So that's a big out for mitaocat. Would actually give him what 3, 6, 10 points plus a meeple back. $20 per move for Ernie. Yeah, not even that anymore. With 110 remaining. I mean, it has to be really fast. And now has taken a field over at the bottom. Also, it looks like Ernie blocked this unification of cities, but also prevented the road monastery from being placed over here and expanding the field of mitaocat. And if Ernie keeps getting tiles like this, scoring tiles, what I mean, it's gonna be really good for him. Another like first 3, then a 7, then 2. Like it looks alright, but Ernie will for sure almost need to get that dagger in order to take a 2-0 victory from mitaocat. That dagger is gonna be so crucial. Also, mitaocat can just go over here with the same dagger, getting actually an 11-point move instead of a 10-point move. No, actually, I take that back. Depending on when that dagger appears, it might be better to still go over here because mitaocat can also take this road, so it's going to be a 13-point move instead of an 11-point move. And I mean, mitaocat under 2 minutes, Ernie under 1 minute on the clock, with still 4 tiles for Ernie, and yeah, also 4 tiles for mitaocat. So it's gonna be quite painful to solve this endgame for both players unless they have been tracking the tiles well. And judging by how much time mitaocat is using right now, I don't think he's been doing that. I think mitaocat is gonna be in trouble, and he's gonna be making very intuitive moves, and he's gonna have like 5 seconds remaining at the end. Because like tile tracking is very different from tile counting, and I think mitaocat actually has the same issue as I do, which is doing tile counting instead of tile tracking. Because if you do tile tracking, then it's gonna ease up your endgame a lot, because you're gonna have more time to figure out to figure out what to do with the remaining tiles instead of actually having to count the remaining tiles. 30 seconds, 20 seconds for mitaocat. Ernie gets the dagger, and he's also going to burn some time off of mitaocat's clock because of the animations. There's no time to lose. 13 seconds, 12 seconds, 10 seconds. Mitaocat is gonna be losing on time. mitaocat will for sure be losing on time. 0 seconds on the clock. Still has to play 2 tiles. mitaocat is lost. It is on the red. And it doesn't even matter if Ernie goes on overtime, because mitaocat has gotten there earlier. So Hong Kong will be winning this table 2-0. But you better still be kind of careful, because it can always be like kind of fooled. And as you can see here, mitaocat definitely was low on time I said 5 seconds, but it was 3 seconds overtime, 15 seconds on the clock for Ernie. But it doesn't matter if you have 15 seconds, if your opponent has their clock on red. So Hong Kong will be getting the second match point and getting a second 2-0 result. Let's just double make sure that there is indeed the red clock icon in the final interface before we mark up points for Ernie, because like point wise, mitaocat could have actually won this. Ah, no, he didn't. So a double win for a double win for Ernie, and that's gonna be an 0-2. And a 1-2 lead for Hong Kong. Now China has to win both deciders to still win this match. And the table one is going to be Li Yangwei versus Helic Lu. And that is where we will be focusing our eyes on. 12 tiles. China in the lead on the scoreboard with 10 points, 6 points. Look at the time difference. Helic with 3.5 minutes and Xing with 11 minutes still on the clock. Xing, I believe, could very well be the fastest player from Team China. +9, +15. This large ruin belongs to Xing as well. And what does Helic actually even have? Well, he has an extra meatball. That is what he has. But Xing gets just in time to also to this field before Helic is going to be able to take advantage of it. And I mean, I gotta say, it's not looking good for Helic here. 6, 12, 15, 19, 20, 24, 27, 23, 15, 12, 8, 9, 15. I believe it's +15 for Xing. +18. Yeah, it looks like it's gonna be a very, very decisive results on these on tables 1 and 2. Helic has 2.5 minutes to figure out how could he possibly try and still win this game. Are there road monasteries? There is a road monastery. So there's one, and yeah, the second one is somewhere, which is that somewhere is in the deck. Now, so the road monastery does have a spot over here. It's going to be worth 8 points for Helic, but he has to actually get it like on his very next move, or at least on the penultimate move, because he needs to be able to not be left on a meeple surplus in order for that road monastery to actually be like efficient enough. If it is his like final tile, it's gonna be big time trouble for Helic, because he has to use a meeple on every move here. He only has 3 tiles, and one of them has to be the road monastery. Both players actually also looking to get onto this 9-point field here, which would be just fantastic. Actually, 9 points plus 8 points, 17 points already for Helic. I mean, there might actually be a comeback. Oh, but Xing finds a fantastic move and deems that there is at least a tile to go over here, other than the road monastery, and preemptively takes the field so that Helic will not be able to go here, and Helic with a divider, it's looking really bad, I have to say. What does he do with this? Uh, I don't know, do you just go over here, go onto the field? Do you just take a ruin for 5 points? Do you go here, try to get the road monastery over here for 9 points? It is precisely what Helic decides to do, but he will be getting blocked. Xing will not let that happen. Or, I mean, Xing can also just go over here, because he is in the lead enough. I believe that he can just ignore this threat and simply expand his own field by 6 points here. So, like, I believe both. Yeah, I mean, both moves should be winning for Xing for sure. Yeah, and also Xing prepared this meeple in preparation of this curve here, because so that Helic would not be able to get the curve, go over here, take 9 points, then the monastery, 17 points, and then do something else, maybe for potentially for even for a win. But yeah, now I yeah I think just I would just go over here, to be honest. Just take points. 1, 2, 3, 4. Actually, there is still also a vanilla remaining. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, there is a vanilla, but the vanilla can be used over here anyways. So it's not as important for Xing to actually get rid of that tile as Helic's connection tile to the field. But yeah, I mean, now this is the benefit of having so much time remaining on your clock, that you can actually just take your time, count all the points, so like as many times as you want, to be like 100% sure that whatever you do, you're gonna win. 5, 11, 14, 18, 20, 23, 26, 18, 20, 15, 14, 20, 21. I believe like plus 18 still for Li Yangwei. Plus 18, and he does none of the. Actually, just decides to take this, which is. I mean, I think it's like one of the worst moves that you could do. Like out of these three options, I think it's potentially the worst, I want to say. And it's gonna be a rogue monastery, but there will be the vanilla for 6 points for Xing. I wanna so like if you go just over here first, don't take this, and you just don't take the meeple back. But I okay, well maybe that was actually even more accurate move. Not that thing like had to be like that precise, but it's fun to be able to be precise when you have to when you have like all the extra time in the world. Xing takes the game down by 16 points, takes a win on table number 1, and takes China to 2-2 situation. And then we have only one more game, the decisive game on table 2 to be viewed. And that's Dr. Kai Han versus LSC. I mean, you can't really like script this. Like, I freaking knew it was gonna be like such an even match, such a close match, and it is gonna be precisely such a close match. Um, Looking great on the scoreboard for LSC. 14 points in the lead, 17 points, 24 points, 27 points, 18 points, 2 points, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 points, 1 point, 7 points, 2 points, 8 points, 10. I think it's plus 10 for LSC for 1 meeple less. It's looking really great for LSC for sure here. Looking really great. He is controlling the key fields that have the extra room to grow over here and over here. What red probably is gonna do is gonna go maybe over here, just take 4 points, and still have the people majority, and would have to score 6 points for that extra meeple. But it's gonna be difficult if there are more city caps in the deck because of this here. Because it's gonna be like near impossible for Kaihan to actually prevent LSC from expanding these fields. Oh wait, this is not a 9-point field, not a 9-point field, but a 12-point field, which is better for Dr. Kaihan. So that's -7, -4, -4 for Kaihan. Probably a 1-point move to be made for LSC, but if there are city caps, red could potentially actually just do the threat of making the comeback here. LSC 3 tiles remaining, Kaihan 2 tiles remaining. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. There are still 2 city caps. 2 city caps. Do you go here as LSC, or do you have to do something like this maybe? Can you block this city cap from finishing? 1, 2, 3, 4. No starting tiles. 1, 2, 3. No city crossroads. 1, 2, 3. You can block the city cap. You can block the city cap. And I think that is exactly what LSC should be doing. Go over here and prevent this city cap from being finished. Because then then red will not be able to create a 7-point move. They will only be able to take a 4-point move here or a 1-point move here, maybe connect. And green is still +4. +4. Just go over here and take away that city cap. 1, 2, 3, 4. There are also no road triangles. There are no road triangles to go over here for red and then still make the city cap. Like, I genuinely believe that if LSC does not go here, he risks losing this game. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. That's +5. But now red is going to be at +2 after this. Oh no. Oh, I mean, okay. For green's credit, he does still have 2 tiles left, and the red will be at +2 with only with only 1 tile left. Green has to score with this tile, and he will be able to score 4 points, so he's +2. But will it be enough? It's gonna be. I think it's actually enough. Red will be able to get like 3 points. 3 points, and and then I think LC will have a city cap in his hand that he will be able to use over here, over here, over here, anywhere. A city cap it is, and this is gonna be a 7-pointer move for LSC, and he will be winning. He will be winning this game, I believe. Even though LSC gave more than just a mini heart attack with the straight road move and not blocking the city cap over here, but he's 17 ahead, 20 ahead. The fields are being counted. He's 11. That's 12, so that's +1 for Kaihan. +4. There's a 6-point field for LSC. He's +2, and then it's 12 versus 9, right? And that's it. And that is it. And Hong Kong wins by 5 measly points. There was also an inaccuracy from Dr. Kaihan of going over here and taking 3 points and allowing the 7-point move instead of actually going over here, taking just a 1-point road, but at the same time, like kind of disallowing these 3 extra field points. So it would have been better to go over here than over here, because the net points for red were 3 -7, so -4, versus if you go here for 1 point and then LSC takes this or this or even this, then it's actually just -3. So, an extra 1 point. Mistake for Dr. Kaihan. But yeah, let's have a little round of applause for Hong Kong for getting the second semi-final spot from Group B. I want to say a much tougher group than Group A was, at least by looking at the team names. I mean, Group B, Japan, China, Hong Kong, and Australia, and Group A, Taiwan, Thailand, Malaysia, and Vietnam. I mean, it was gonna be a super difficult path for really for any actually for any 2 teams from Group B to get to the top 2, but Hong Kong has done it for the second year in a row. they have done it. They have made their way into the semi-finals. China, unfortunately for them, will not be able to repeat their tricks from last year. They will be not continuing to the playoffs. They will be finishing their Asian Cup 2020, Asian Cup 2025 run somewhere between between places 5 to 7, because I mean it is impossible for them to be eighth, because Malaysia and Vietnam both have 0 wins, and they are going to be having a clash on each other later this week, and one of those teams is going to be at 0 wins, so China is going to be at least seventh. um, I want to say at least sixth. I mean, it's really unlikely for Australia to beat Japan, but again, everything's possible. Not that this would really make any like huge wow effects for Team China. I think, like I said before, I think the Chinese team is going to be at least mildly disappointed in their run, given that I mean, given that China is gonna be a huge favorite against almost any other team, but especially now in the Asian Cup, Hong Kong has just made it now twice in a row out of 2 years, of course, to the semifinals, and I mean they are definitely on their way of becoming one of the absolute top tier teams, not only in Asia, but I think actually just on the global scale as well, because they have like they have so many um, like expert rated players that they can really put anyone on their lineup and still have a great level on like every table. Whereas many, let's say, like from many European teams, it's like they have an X amount of expert rated players, and then they have like a couple 300 rated players, or maybe even lower than that, and so thus it results into many European teams just cycling like maybe 6, 7, 8 players around, and then having like some weaknesses on particular tables whenever they are giving playtime to the newer ones. But yeah, once again, congratulations to Team Hong Kong and all the Hong Kong fans in the chat. You did not appear here today for nothing. European players counting tiles challenge impossible. Commiserations to Team China for unfortunately not being able to get to the top 4 this year around. You'll have to try again next year. So at this stage, we have our semi-finalists clear. We have Thailand, we have Taiwan from Group A, and then we have Japan and Hong Kong from Group B. Winning by drawing all the daggers. That is certainly true, especially in I believe it was from on table 3 at least, with mitaocat and Ernie. Although we saw mitaocat going out of time, but still, Ernie did draw the crucial dagger that we were able to see, and I mean, judging by what self-evident says here, then likely also drew the other daggers as well. But the games are played and the results are in. Sometimes you lose, sometimes you lose a little less, and sometimes you even win. For next matches that we'll be witnessing, which are going to be, of course, the final matches of the group stage for all the rest of the teams. Japan, Australia on Saturday at 1200 UTC, and then also 2 hours after that, Thailand, Taiwan for the group stage win of Group A at 1400 UTC. I haven't put up the stream announcement on that yet, but I will be doing that. And then at some point when Malaysia and Vietnam get their arrangements set, we will also be witnessing the Malaysia-Vietnam clash on Group A for, well, pretty much for the third and fourth spot of Group A. And then next week we'll start with the semi-finals. And of course, I believe the system is going to be so that the seed 1 of Group A is going to be fighting the seed 2 of Group B, and also vice versa. So we will be seeing matches that we have not witnessed this season yet, with Japan versus Thailand or Japan versus Taiwan, and then also Thailand versus Hong Kong, or Hong Kong versus Taiwan, whatever it might be. But we'll see that happening next week. That's where we'll be wrapping up this stream. Except that we one more thing, of course, before we will be finalizing the scoreboard to be showing the actual win of 3-2. So you can enjoy that for a couple seconds before we end the stream. So now that's where we'll be ending up. And thank you all for watching. Thank you all for sticking all the way until the end. And if you do want to see more of this type of competitive Carcassonne content and you do like it, then there is an easy way to support the channel by subscribing or by liking the stream. I'll be seeing you soon enough on Saturday, if not earlier, with some more Asian Cup 2024 matches. So far looking like the next one will be Japan-Australia at Saturday, 23rd of August at 1200 UTC time. Bye for now.